Xavier Wills, RX Muscle Australia. I'm here with Rajiv. I'll let you say your last name.
Chuckowree.
And Michael Galley. We have just finished up at the 2014 O'Mara Classic here in Perth, WA. It was an awesome comp, guys. Like, it finished up earlier than last time, and it was just, I mean, we'll show you some footage of the venue and stuff, but the venue was world class, wasn't it? I mean, if this was a pro-like venue.
Xavier, I've been to many shows in Australia and around the world. This venue is top notch. I mean, look at the seating, the stage area. Backstage was massive. I know you guys, the competitors had it easier. You guys really got looked after. I'm impressed, mate. I'm coming back next year.
Yeah, you're going to compete?
I'm going to give this a crack. I'm in, yeah. This excited me.
Yeah. And, obviously, it goes well and stuff, like, just being a week after FitX and stuff, people have it pretty good over here, especially people like me in Perth, Obviously, I competed today, and it was absolutely awesome being a competitor. So, Raj, obviously impressed with the comp?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's a great venue. It's come a long way since a few years ago, and, yeah, heaps bigger, heaps more. Brings like a packed out crowd. Always.
Mike's upped his game.
Yeah, sold out event.
Well, so I want to thank them obviously for giving us all the media passes and letting us in and all that stuff. But we'll kick it off. We'll kick it off with the men because I have the men up first. What class do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about Justin versus
there was
Chris?
Quite a few good battles, mate.
Yeah, Justin Figueira versus Chris Thomas was a massive battle. Chris came out on top. I think Chris just had that slightly more denser, slightly more grainier type look to his muscle. Is that what won it for Chris in the end?
I think so. I think head to toe he was grainier all over. His skin was very tight. When he turned around in the lower back and especially the hammies and glutes, I think that's where he took over as well. Yeah. Justin's a great bodybuilder. There's no doubt. He's a natural Olympian champion. This day Chris brought the conditioning and that's what got him through. Yeah.
Justin, he appeared to be a little bit tighter at the finals for me. They kind of, like I saw Justin backstage and I saw him backstage at the prejudging in the finals, and he appeared to be a bit tighter. Did you still think Chris had it over Justin?
I definitely had Chris in the morning, and then come the finals, it was close, real close, but yeah, I think Chris just pulled through just a bit harder.
Yeah, and in the overall, we had obviously Scott Goebel versus Chris Thomas. That's what it came down to. There was people saying Chris, there's people saying Scotty. Scott obviously had the size. He was 117.5 kilo. Chris was probably, I don't know what he would have been on stage, maybe low 90s or something. I'm not
too sure. He was under. I think he was right on 90.
He was under 90, but obviously he would have filled up though. Yeah. He would have filled up. So. So Scott comes out on top. I mean, mate, who did you have winning? Was it a clear-cut one for Scotty?
It's a tough one because I'm very close friends with Chris, and obviously I've known Scott for a long time as well, and he's a fellow RX member. You read the play-by-play. I had Chris winning, then I had Scott winning, I had Chris winning. It was that tight, and sometimes Chris was fading out and Scott was coming on, and then they switched like that. I think probably what edged it out may have been Scott's legs.
Yeah, and the leg department, when I was watching from the side of the stage and when I saw him thing backstage, it looked like Scott's legs were a standout there, but the rest of the physique, I mean, Chris was impressive.
I'd like to see the scorecards just to see how close it was. I mean, if either man had won, I don't think anyone would have complained. Yeah. But it is good to see Scott come away with the win. It was great to see Scott come over and compete, as with all the guys.
Oh, yeah.
Massive. I've always been a fan of Scott, so yeah, it's still good to see him win. And it's a win for RX as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Scott was stoked when he got on stage. He was just like, yes.
Yeah, I was happy to see that, I must admit.
Yeah, he was very happy. But did you see it the same way? Did you see Scott taking it, or did you see possibly Chris putting in a challenge?
Yeah, it was really close, but yeah, I reckon Scott pulled through in the end just through legs, like the dense, thick legs that he has, especially from rear double bicep. They really come out, and I think that's what brought him through. Yep. Just the sheer mass of him.
Yeah, the next overall, I don't want to go on about it. Not too much.
Do you want me to start off? I'll start off. Again, we've had our editor-in-chief, Xavier. He's come out with a win in the Classic, but you've also taken out the overall.
The Classic overall?
The Classic overall. And I think you brought a better package than last week. You were drier overall. You did have that fullness, which even though you had last week, I thought it was a bit more pronounced this week as well. You owned that stage from day dot. And I told you after pre-show, I said you won. You're like, oh, I don't know.
I had some people
when are you going to listen to me? I'm always right? And say it.
You are always right.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Right, so. Mate, fill us in. Like, how are you feeling now? That's a huge win.
Mate, the thing is, I went into, not even into this comp season, but I've always wanted to win an overall of some description at a state title, and I've always wanted to win a national comp, which was obviously FitX, and I win the overall here. So, mate, I'm over the moon. I couldn't be happier, and I'm just, like any competitor and stuff, they're just looking forward to chilling out for a little bit. eating up some food and stuff like that. So, mate, I'm stoked.
And I think you've got some time spent with Holly to, the next
make
few
up
weeks.
more,
yeah.
I've got to make up for being a bit quiet.
Yeah, there you go. I'll pass the mic back to you now, mate. Since you're the main man. Mr. Classic overall.
So after that, we had women's physique. Women's physique was impressive. We had Erin Fruitt. She took out the women's physique, and she looked really, really impressive. She was actually been sick leading up to the comp. She's on antibiotics, mate, to pull them back a bit, so she wasn't holding so much water. She was very, very, very impressive for me in terms of shape. She could have been a bit tighter, yes, but I mean, she could have a big future in women's physique.
Yeah, I agree. Could have been maybe that tad tighter, but she was heavily muscled and she had it in all the right places. So when she stood on stage and posed, everything sort of popped. She had that good look about her, and that was a well-deserved win for her.
Definitely. What do you think about Erin?
Yeah, holding a lot of muscle compared to all the other competitors. So yeah, clear win, easy.
In bikini, we had Hannah Farmer taking out the class. She had the blonde hair. She had the small tapered waist. She was kind of a combination of a lot of these girls, and she deservedly got the win.
I think so too, mate. She came up here and owned the stage. I think in the play-by-play, it was someone I had standing out, and deserved win.
Yeah. Raj, do you think that was the right decision? I mean, we even had girls like Marika coming over from Sydney, and she placed second in her class. So it shows the standard of this comp.
Yeah, it was a huge lineup as always with bikini, but she came through and brought the goods, so I think, well deserved.
They actually got all the bikini girls on stage when they were doing the presentation. It was like that was all almost fallen off. Even though it's a massive stage, it was still absolutely packed because obviously bikini is big over here in WA. Emma Tullett, she took out the figure, and I mean, it was a close one. There's a lot of girls that were very, very close. I think in this division, they kind of they went for the look they went for. What did you think she was a deserving winner, or did you have someone else?
Oh, it was tight. I mean, each girl presented a slightly different package. She sort of was probably the girl who had the less weak points, I guess.
Yeah, she was somewhere in the middle of a lot of these girls, so I think that's probably why they went for it.
Yeah, there was a lot of differing looks, but I can see that decision.
Yep. Did you have Emma winning?
A lot of different physiques, so it's kind of hard to say with girls. But I reckon she deserved a win. Yeah,
there's a lot of really good physiques here in figure, in my opinion. No crazy standouts, but a lot of good physiques. So, lastly, I just want to thank Mike O'Mara for letting us in, and he's dancing behind the camera at the moment, making absolutely scene.
We love Mike.
But I want to thank Mike. He absolutely rolls out red carpet for us, lets us, gives us all the media passes, and puts the comp in such a great venue that how can that's why we had the Scott Goebbels, we had the all the other guys, Chris Thomas's, the Marikas, all those people coming over to compete in this show.
We've got the guest posers. Branch Warren,
Larissa, that was cool.
The way they did that out here was brilliant. I haven't seen something like that before. For the people watching that hadn't seen it, they brought Erin Stern out, then they brought Larissa to sort of parade around her, and they really played
Larissa is an absolute. She's like an actor. She just plays it up absolutely awesomely. Yeah. And Branch gets out there. He does his quad slaps. He does his his
heavy metal.
He goes into the crowd. The crowd loved it as well. That's about it. Yeah. The 2014 IFBB O'Mara Classic for Michael Galley, for Rajiv.
Chuckowree.
You get up me when I can't remember names.
Oh, it's not an easy one.
And it was Rankamooth.
Oh, okay. and Xavier Wills for RX Muscle Australia. We're out.